get loose with the heat. Right now, think your body till you black out. So get the fuck up.
My best friend, 23, she left her body in Harvard above me. I saw no shadow, I looked around, searched every building and home that I found. I saw no shadow, but felt the glow. The warmth inside me, it kept me afloat. I felt like heaven had found my bones and gave me comfort when I feel alone. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend to 23. She left her body in Harvard above me. My best friend to 23. I heard the heavens crying above me. They gained an angel, I lost a friend. I felt like dying again and again. I went through hell, stared at death, but I keep fighting with each living breath. I saw no way out from where I stood. Felt like the fire had burned me through. Now you're gone, I'm alone. I guess it's time to get better. Through the pain, I will go alone. If I fall, break my bones, I will scream even louder. 'Cause I'm not dying alone. I lost my best friend.
Ilya's just straight up hating on my music choices. Oh shit, that's way too far. Ah! Oh yeah, just let it soothe your ears, Ilya. You love it. You love it, Ilya. We're still talking about music, right? Punchy's gonna come over and kick my ass. You know what? You know what? A guy like Punchy, unfortunately for... Why is my thing stuck way the hell back here? Oh, I see. That's right. You guys are living in the past. I've forgotten about everything. I guess I just... Brain power, man. Brain power. You can use it. Get it going. Look at this is why I've got... I saw people talking about coffee. You've got to clutch it with 2 hands or you're not a man. Isn't that what they tell everybody? Stop talking about my hair loss. Anyways, yeah. Mr. Victory. Man, I'm sorry I butchered that. Yeah, everything's all going okay. I'm a little tired. The last week and a half have been definitely catching up to life, paying provincial sales taxes, all kinds of magical things. But I'm at the point where I feel like I can breathe again. I've got a bunch more work lined up the next few days, which, oh god, I have to make sure this doesn't go into copyright music of some sort. We're gonna turn this one on because everybody loves this horrible selection too. This is the 24/7 music from NCS. Oh my god, Leroy, I was getting to you, but thank you for reminding me. Sir, hold yourself until the stream starts. No, I really appreciate it. I saw those. I was setting up and they're coming across my screen. It'll just like they do right here. I'm getting screaming beavers in my ears, which you can listen. If maybe you want to clip that, they can take whatever a screaming beaver in your ear is. You can take that any way you want to. I don't judge. Okay, so that's the reality. I was actually gonna put a better shirt on than this. This one's a little frumpy. This is an old shirt. This is the kind of shirt that you catch your wife walking to the bin in the back. You're like, hey, what are you doing with that shirt? They're like, and they give it back to you. Put that shirt back on. It's okay if it's got holes in the back. Those are for character. I think we've all got them. Oh, wait, Ilya, I didn't finish. Okay, Leroy, first of all, thank you very much for the stickers at 150, 150, 150. He sent... Oh, Ilya, you love this music. He sent me a coin. He sent me a banana that I'm gonna slip on, I presume, and a box of popcorn, which that is awesome because I'll be honest with you, I was meaning to pick up some Orville Redenbacher. I'm out. Not a sponsor, everybody. Okay, so yes, there was those donations, and then you just gave me $5 as well. I love the music for the intro. Oh, thank you, Leroy. Take that, Ilya. You guys can have a donation contest if you want. I'm just joking. It's like, make it rain. Anyways, Jesus. Thank you for the bacon and the cookies, Chris. Just gonna see who's all in here. We got Little Wolf, AK82. Adam L, Ilya, of course, Heat Shield. I saw NANA around here somewhere. I was sure of it. Outlaw, Jer, Trickster. How's it going, buddy? What do we got here? Come on, we got more. I know there's more. I've seen them. Maybe I'm hallucinating. I just think, you know what? That's what it is. I just think I'm so popular. I'm kind of like Josh Abrams of Accountability for All. Do you know how many people my channel has? I will be displaying this to tens of thousands of people by tomorrow. Officer Tyrant. And of course, he's like this tall, so he's going, Officer Tyrant, actually is how it really goes down. I've been watching a lot of Josh Abrams videos because I've been working on a video. He's a terrible human being. It's like when you sit and you watch these people for extended periods of time, you start questioning humanity just a little bit, just the teensiest little bit. I don't know how loud that is compared to me. It looks like I'm out talking the music. I can... Come on, you can do this, Brady. Soft movements. None of that jittery sugar withdrawal shaking. You got this. Oh, this song is beautiful. Let's all bask in it. I don't know how much you can hear. But anyways, so Continuing to talk just absolutely nothing for a few minutes. I have emailed. Okay, so listen, this is the thing. I will cut the fucking email out. Excuse the language, YouTube. I will cut the email out where because listen, I reached out to him back in June, and he agreed to have a little friendly discussion / debate with me. This is Rene, Earth is Seriously Flat, and I'm not saying he isn't going to show up, but so far, Leroy, make it rain! Thank you very much, Leroy. Jeez, you're very kind. I really appreciate it, buddy. That's crazy. So I reached out to him. He agreed to it. We did the back and forth. I got the time wrong, so if he was planning on showing up at the right time, I fucked up in that regard. So the reality is that I sent him an email and said, I'm sorry, I got the time wrong. We'll have to reset this up. And he's like, absolutely. I'm like, you want to do this? Like, we'll try this again. He's like, for sure. And then he just never contacted me back when I was emailing him saying, hey, you want to set this up? He would just never get back to me. So finally, I gave up after a bunch. I'm like, that's fine. No big deal. I'll chalk you down for you don't want to debate or whatever. And he emails me out of the blue and says, just like yesterday, and says, yeah, I'd love to have a debate with you. How's Wednesday, 6 p.m.? And I'm like, 6 p.m. your time or my time? And so we confirmed it was California time. I almost did a stupid in my head again. I don't know what it is with East and West, which I know it. I just don't put enough thought process in. So once I got the time right, the time zone setups right, I set it all up. I confirmed it with a message. Of course, he's the one that said 6 p.m. California time. I have the email. And here we are at 6:16 p.m. California time. Now, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt right now, but I have an open meets window, and he has the link to it in the email conversation that we were having. Now, he never officially confirmed the time because it was late when he had the last text to me or email to me, and I fell asleep. So I emailed him again back today. But I based it around the exact time he decided that would be a great time. So here we are. But I have backup plans, okay? Because I don't ever trust a flurf to show up. Hold on, where are we here? I don't ever trust a flurf to do anything right. Plus, there's technology issues. A lot of times they can't figure out how to get in there. Now, there has been a stark lack of video content on my channel. And I need to address this. I have the editor cooking. But I've been just like I said, this last week and a half has barely been a lot of catch up. I mean, it's amazing. We were having one of the hottest summers ever. And then all you do is you get like, and this is crazy how quick this happens. It's just like, go, hammer, hammer, hammer. Air conditioner repairs, new air conditioners. I mean, I've only done a few. COVID's definitely affected that. I can definitely tell. Like new air conditioners. But repairs have been up and stuff like that. So all of a sudden we get 1 week of just like, not even like cold temperatures, but just like not hot, like hot. And it was like, it was, in fact, it's been quite nice out. It's been beautiful. But that's all it took. All of a sudden it's like the service calls are just like, they just stop. Phone just stops ringing. I have a couple furnace install, AC install combos that I'm working on in the next few weeks. But all of a sudden the phone just stops ringing. So very quickly here, I'm catching up. All the crap I got to get done with the bees and stuff like that, I'm very catching up here. But I have been working on content. I have been working on accountability for all. We could look at him today, since we may or may not get a flat earther. You can tell I'm looking a little scruffy. Got to get in there and shave. And this is getting a little bit more white than I'd like to admit. I won't lie. It's not great. Okay, so I wonder if I should get one of those little combs out and start combing my beard hair. Do you think that's a good look? Hey, sponsor, if anybody's watching out there and they work for a company that does like, like brush in hair coloring products, you never know. New client. There's been stress from children that's been appearing in you get it. Anyways. Hey, listen, if there is a sponsor, though, I mean, I won't not take your money. I don't know if that was actually the right set of double negatives or not, but I'm not going to go back on it. Okay, so we don't have a flat earther, so we're probably going to continue forward for a second. If anybody wants to say anything special in the chat, make sure you @ me, because then I can definitely get a better look at it. Leroy, you said something and retract it, and then you gave me a turtle. I like turtles. I like turtles. Turtles are fun. Hey, listen, I never had a turtle, but I've heard too many stories of turtles biting loved ones. It's like Granny gets in there and just thinks it's the cutest thing in the world until that thing just lays down a piece of law. Ilya will go savage mode, Brainy. What level is your PMC in Tarkov? Drunken Bullet. 16? I haven't been playing Tarkov. I haven't been doing a lot of... Okay, so I have played a few rounds of Tarkov late at night on Uni's channel. I don't even know if a lot of it's been live. A lot of times it's just been us, like I'm just like always playing Tarkov. I'll play for a little bit. But it's been so, like, comatose style playing and late at night that I just, it's only happened a few times really because everybody's been busy doing things. I think it's just summertime. I mean, who isn't busy in summer? I think business is usually up in summer. I don't know about America right now because you guys are kind of in the middle of your own thing going on. But like even retail's up in Manitoba right now where I live. So people are pretty busy, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's been part of it. But 16, level 16, I believe, moving for 17. Richer than a pig in shit. Because I am a dirty, stinking rat like General Sam. I live the life of the rat. I am happy to constantly leave the nicest guns, never use them. They seriously just collect the dustiest dust on them in the corner. And I look at them and I think about using them and it just doesn't happen. We move forward. I use the shittiest gun I can find and I murder anything I can find and I upgrade that way. And then that way your stash gets more and more money and you just, I don't know. There's two types of players in that game. There's players that like really want to engage people and just get into dirtiest, bloodiest shit battles they can possibly imagine. And there's other players that just gain their sense of self-worth by watching the value of their stash just go up and up and up. Like there's some sort of like god sitting on top of a throne and just throwing goddamn bills at people. Anyways, plus, I'll be honest with you, the life of a rat ain't so bad because you make enough money in the off season, if you will, that when you're playing with somebody like Uni or somebody who is a more aggressive, you know, and they're like, oh man, I don't have any money for this, and you're just like, game wise, right? I mean, in reality, it's very much the opposite. If you ain't gonna have nobody on here debating flatties, let's see some hair care techniques on your everyday pet beaver. On your everyday. Hey, can you imagine it's like, man, I was thinking about, I had a thought and I was like, oh man, you'd have so many animal rights people. You like glue like a little, I would never, by the way, animal rights people, okay? Before we continue forward, this is musing, okay? None of that shit going down tonight. You glue a little beaver paddle onto the back of the hamster and then you do a little expose on grooming your own beaver. It's like pocket beavers. That's an interesting PSA. See, the thing is, these are actually $1 million ideas as far as like going viral on the old YouTube, probably not the new one. Because grooming your beaver is definitely getting suppressed on the new YouTube. That shit ain't gonna fly. But on the old YouTube, all you'd have to do is type grooming your pocket beaver, and it would just be like. Everybody in the world all of a sudden like, that's a title I need to click on. And honestly, you make it grooming your pocket beaver, blank screen, use your imagination, just a question mark. Either that or you have like the hands holding something and then just what he's holding is just like blank. Oh, anyways, you guys remember the old YouTube algorithm, right? Remember when you could just go on, okay, so some of you people may or may not be from the new YouTube or the old YouTube, and I don't mean like back in my day. I mean, YouTube's only from what, 2008, 6, something like that. Anyway, it's not that old. So when you go back to some of the earlier days of YouTube, the thing was like, I mean, unfortunately, it did promote conspiracies. It might have promoted videos that were less than authentic in some cases. But what it did do well is it was like a portal where you could, I'm glad you helped charity out by playing games with those who are less than. Am I playing games with those who are less than? Oh, Jesus. Ilya. Oh, Ilya, shots fired. Holy shit. That's fair. That's fine. I'm okay with that, Ilya. What have finally made it to your live stream? Hope things are going well. That's fucking funny as shit, Ilya. Oh, wait, okay, so what it was good to doing is you could go in there and you would just click on a video. And yeah, okay, it kind of does an okay job of it now, where it's like, oh, if you like this video, you might want to see this video. But man, back in the day when they weren't like using the AI to try to limit videos based on topic or just like a word in the title, God forbid. Because I had one video when I was at a hockey game one time where I was able to change the title on, because anybody who does YouTube knows that the phone app for creators is garbage compared to the amount of functionality you get out of the actual computer app. But here I am at the hockey game just going, I got demonetized, like yellow, right? Not green. So you're like, so I changed the title because it was green, and I think it was like, it was the sleeping warrior peeing on stream. So all I changed was like, the title was like, it was like leaking warrior leaking on stream, and then I changed it to like streaming warrior streaming while streaming on stream. Anyways, it was something like that, and it was like that. It was like one of the titles it didn't like, and I could change the title and flop it back and forth. I'm like, this is broken. Like, that's ridiculous. Savage mode engaged, Ilya. So back in the day, before they were limiting YouTube, you could go on YouTube and absolutely get goddamn well lost in there. Like, you would just vanish into the ether, essentially. Like, you were just like, because it would bring you, like, there would be a kitten doing a backflip, and then there would be like some kid probably doing something awfully dangerous. And don't get me wrong, I advise them to remove those kinds of things, but still, like, you know, like blowing up something, not hurting anybody, but blowing up something in his front yard and like shocking, like blowing up a window, and then like it was just like, it'd be like, shit, if you like that video, you should see this video. And you'd be like, holy shit, did you see this? And that's why videos could just skyrocket, and it didn't matter what they were, who you were, you could just take off. But then they started limiting things, and as soon as they started programming that AI to limit things, it started becoming a different kind of beast where it didn't really matter what humans would really actually want to watch. It's starting to try to interject a little bit and saying, well, we're not going to show you this, even though that's what you'd really be interested in. Would you like some of this? And the other problem is it promotes, it does seem to want to promote Colbert over like, and I'm not saying me, like I should be promoted over Colbert, God forbid. I'm just saying, like, it would promote Colbert, let's say, before it would promote, like, PewDiePie, for instance. And it's like, well, arguably, PewDiePie has a bigger audience than Colbert, no matter how you look at it. But it's like, oh no, it doesn't matter. Like, reputable source, not reputable source. It's like, ah. And, like, I agree with trying to limit unreputable. Like, you can't let Hans Wormhat get the same coverage as Colbert. God forbid Hans Wormhat one day just take off into oblivion and have like an exploding channel. We should all be so unfortunate at that point. I think it's ridiculous. If you don't know who Hans Wormhat is, you've got some research to do. Do your research. Come back when you figure it out for yourself. Here's a pamphlet. Listen, Rene has not. I will check my emails. I had a medicinal hit of sorts before I started this stream, and really smucked me right in the face. I'm realizing maybe that's because I was up really late last night and I never should have been. Oh, the decisions we make that are all wrong. But you know, that's what we do here. So, okay. Sleeping Warrior's been saying some stupid shit, guys. Somebody brought, who was it? It was Harry Warp. I think Harry Warp pointed this out to me in my Discord. Thank you very much, Harry Warp. I really appreciate it. Let me get back into the chat here. I just need to make sure we're listening to the right thing here. Oh yeah, oh yeah. But you know what? It's free. That's what we need to remember, everybody. And I don't have to press play. Let's get a little love to this video, which has been buried over the years. Not the original, but it's longer. What is this? Hold on. Oh, it does this thing where it adds a damn... YouTube and their bugs, you know? I'll be honest. What is... Wait, hold on. Oh my god! What the hell? This is crazy.
It don't go down.
Oh my god, that's terrifying. Okay, yeah. I mean, I don't know. Does this get claimed or anything? Let's see. Well, we can try it on. Let's see. See what happens. All right, this is really good music anyway. So the good news is if we pause it right now, we can come back to it afterwards and we don't have to listen to this crap. So I'm just gonna fast forward it a little bit here though. Mix speed at first.
It's a bridge. Just goes around the corner. Walking on the fucking side of me. It don't go down.
It doesn't go down. Don't worry about it. It's all good. They dropped right there. Oh my god. Okay, here, let's do this.
Robert, it goes down.
No, it don't.
It do go down.
Oh! Don't.
Please, Robert, please don't do that.
Oh my god, that's funny. The shit we do to our friends, you know? That could go pretty bad, I guess, although there's probably a little ridge there. He's done that before. Where'd you get that from? There, heat shield? And why did I get a copyright strike for that? I'm kidding, I don't know. You should bring Schrodinger's a cat on and talk about Karens. There's a gift that keeps on giving. I can, yeah, he hasn't joined me, so Schrodinger, go check your Discord. Like, Rene hasn't joined me, so just give me a second. I'll bring you in. Let's listen to some more of that beautiful music while I bring him in. Oh, good. See? I told you. It changed songs. It's just like a big loop of free music. Who could go wrong? You know, what do you do? Besides, I hate your rock and roll shit. Oh, unsubscribe, Brainy Beaver. I'm not a big rock fan. I don't know what to tell you. Sorry. What was I doing? Oh my god. Kids, don't do drugs. It's very distracting. That's all I can say. Schrodinger's cat. Whose name is misspelled in his intro that I made him because I'm a big dummy face that can't use a spell check before making something as important as somebody's intro. Again, kids, don't do drugs. That's all I'm saying. It's a PSA. Don't do drugs. Okay? You've heard me now. I mean, I guess we could use Discord. That's one way. This'll work too. Schrodinger, you have the link. Oh, but before we do talk about any sort of Karens, or to be honest with you, since Schrodinger's cat is the new big kahuna channel-wise compared to my little ass, I guess we should probably talk about what I've been making a video on, which is a little bit of First Amendment auditing stuff, because that'll be fun, won't it? Schrodinger, tweet at your fans. Bring them all here. Tell them subscribe to Brainy. He loves First Amendment auditors. Yeah, I'm a dick. Or like at the very least, well, wiener. I was gonna say a wiener. Those can be different things, I guess. I'm realizing one is far more impressive than the other. That's what the ladies are saying. We won't go there today. Hey, Schrodinger! I sent you a goddamn link. You're supposed to click on it. Don't leave me hanging here. Oh, did he? No, he didn't. Okay. Calm down, Brainy. You got this. You got this, buddy. Yeah, I feel a little manic today, I won't lie. Brandy Beaver, I never got the fun from marijuana. I get paranoid and rage and munchies. Oh, you know, the munchies, that's not a problem at all. Yeah, munchies is always an issue. We all got to deal with that. Drugs are bad, okay? You know what, honestly, cannabis can be a good help for a lot of things. It actually can work pretty good with chronic pain. It's definitely good to help with insomnia. It can zonk you out. Even just a little bit can kind of twist you just enough that sleeping becomes... I think what it does is it lets you forget about, without having to drink alcohol or something like that and get drunk, it allows you easily just kind of like get just enough of an effect that you can kind of maybe forget about the things that are bothering you. Because let's face it, if you want to get Freudian about it, I guess a lot of the things that probably keep us up at night are probably the things we're not really thinking about. Like, it's not on the forefront. I don't know what the word I'm looking for there is. It's not, it's more of a subconscious thought process, right? So sometimes you just need to be able to let go of some of these things, and that's I think why it can be so good to help with that. And let's face it, there's other things. There's disorders like eating disorders, cancers and stuff. It is very good at making you hungry. It is very, very, very good at making you hungry. Makes you a little bit lethargic. You're kind of lazy, so there's a bit of truth in that depending on strain, but it makes you very hungry. So it can be very good for people that are having problems eating food. So, but there's so much that's not known about it. I don't know if he can hear me yet. Can you hear me, Schrodinger? I can't hear you if you're talking. He's in here. Yeah, there you are. Hold on, let's send you to the streamer. There you are, big boy. How you doing?
It was trying to make my microphone my speaker for some reason, so I couldn't hear you.
Windows had an update recently. Oh, let me get back into my set here. Hold on, I'll turn down the music. Here, I can send it to you. There you go. It's just the stream music. It's both free and terrible at the same time. So, you know.
As I always say, if it's free, it's for me.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. We would be, if I had to pay for all of these, if I had to pay for every single thing and I wasn't using free services for things, oh my God, I don't think there'd be any money in it for me yet. I'm too tiny. Not that it's about the money, but it helps when you're getting actual, like, because it pays the internet bill and stuff like that. Like, really, that's the thing. I don't think I make money once I pay all the fees and stuff like that I gotta figure out. But that's fine. I enjoy doing it, and there's potential for growth. So, Mom smoked pot. Sorry, I was just gonna read this comment. Mom smoked pot while she was pregnant with me, so I ended up having weird reactions to it. That isn't, yeah, and that's the thing. They don't really know a lot about it, so there is that. Munchies are best cured with bacon, like all of the world's ills. Yes, I think that me and Schrodinger's cat will both. I've seen Schrodinger's cat. He's a sturdy boy, and I mean that literally, like in that like literal sense. Like I've seen you. You're not a tiny guy. I bet you like your bacon, sir.
I'm not a small dude, and bacon is from God. If there were a God, I don't believe there is, but if there were, then bacon would be a great reason to believe in him. Sort of like, oh shit, who was it? That said, beer is proof that there's a God and that he loves us. Ben Franklin said that, if I recall.
Is this a real? Okay, so
I'm gonna Google it real fast a minute. I'm pretty sure that he said that.
Is this because I don't know enough about Ben Franklin to get into a pissing match over whether or not that is a real quote or not? That is, please look that up, yes, because if that's a real quote, wow. I mean,
okay, I was a little bit off. It said, Ben Franklin said,
healthy.
Beer is proof that there's a God and that he wants us to be happy. Ben Franklin.
Yeah, but he equally thought that about cannabis, I'm willing to bet. They just suppressed him. Maybe the flat earthers are right. It's been a conspiracy from the beginning. Cannabis was actually, you know what? That's it. The cannabis farmers were figuring it out somehow. We got to work that into a theory. That's what it was. That's where it started.
A friend of mine in college wrote a paper about how marijuana was made illegal because of the hemp industry.
Oh no, that is 100%. No, that is probably the truth. It was hemp and even pulp and paper, I think, and a few other, and cotton, even the cotton industry, because hemp clothing.
Yeah.
It was. It
was so much cheaper. It's so much easier to grow hemp than it is to grow cotton.
Oh yeah, and
it's
you could,
weed.
and you could
everywhere.
Well, and it was and even now, I don't know how. Okay, so you tell me, but there must be a machine for harvesting cotton now. I actually know very little about or do you still have to harvest that shit by hand?
No. There's giant. I'm from Virginia. We grow it everywhere, all around me, and there's huge combines.
Okay, so don't get me wrong. Combines are a work of modern engineering, as far as I'm concerned. The fact that they can strip off whatever seed or whatever they need and like blow the husk out one direction, it's like absolutely like how the f, and it's like. Like there's a lot of different things turning in there. That's how the f. But like corn harvesting and wheat, it's amazing.
Cotton gin was invented in the 1800s. I'm forgetting the dude's name that invented it, but it made him famous. I mean, he's a historical figure because he invented the cotton gin. I'm gonna Google.
Well, what's
that
a cotton gin? Okay, so I know I've heard cotton gin. I will be ignorant. I will admit my ignorance. I've never cared enough to look up what a cotton gin is. But if you tell me what it is, I bet you I assumed it was like a processing machine.
Yeah, so it was Eli Whitney who invented the cotton gin, and he did it in 1794. So what happens is these combines go through the field and they pick up the cotton and they make them into these giant, sort of like a roll. They're round, and then they go to the cotton gin, and that's what processes them into, I guess, string or fabric or whatever.
But it uses chemicals, right, to basically try to like separate the cotton, like make it like so it's workable and like they can be pulled apart. And I mean, there's a process, right? Essentially.
Yeah, and I don't know all of the ins and outs of it either. But I can read here, it's a machine that quickly and easily separates cotton fibers from their seeds and enables much greater productivity than manual cotton separation.
Ooh, check it out. I'll probably get claimed for this, but
we're learning shit.
Yeah, let's learn some shit here. I have to send the audio to you though. Give me 10 seconds here. I think there's audio. I'm not sure. We'll find. Oh, won't we?
Yeah, being from the South, we learned about Eli Whitney in primary school.
Now, if I break this up enough and we talk about it, we might get away with it. But it's 3 minutes long. I don't want to do the whole thing just in case. But one of the things we can do is we can actually accelerate it, and that can help our chances of not getting tagged. And the thing is, this is actually kind of fair use is the problem, but at the same time, like the automated system doesn't give a shit. Oh, that's some wobbly tape sounds, eh? Hey, boy, hey. Sorry, my Canadian's leaking through. You can hear that, right?
Yeah, I can hear it.
Okay, good. Okay, this is gonna be goddamn copyright, goddamn music.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to the damn machine. This is what we came for. We didn't come for an expose on chicks picking cotton, okay?
Cotton. For thousands of years, the only way to separate cotton seeds from cotton fibers had been to pull out the seeds by hand.
Oh, that must have sucked balls. Oh my god, what a terrifying job. I mean, I know I've seen things with they pick the cotton in the fields. Of course, they're thorny. Their fingers would bleed. But I did not realize that you had to then go by and pick the seed one by one out of the fluff ball. That is a nightmare.
That's why I think clothing and sheets and stuff like that were so expensive.
Okay, so interesting. This sounds like my wife like used to work like, you know, she's a baker and she used to make like cherry pies and she would like hand cut out every single pit out of every single cherry for the pies. Her fingers would be like blood red at the end of the day, like like murdered somebody.
There's a very good argument going around that slavery wasn't really ended so much by human altruism as it was because the cotton gin basically just made it untenable financially. Because
Well, and what year was this invented, by the way? You have that? Do you have that up still?
1791, I think, is what I read.
Yeah,
no.
But slavery in America
born,
didn't end until. Okay, go ahead. Sorry.
In 1791, patented. Well, he patented it in 1794, so it probably didn't get into widespread use until later. And slavery in the U.S. ended in 1865, if memory serves. So that's when the 13th Amendment was ratified in 1865.
So now the thing that I wonder is 1865, and nobody was using any slaves like on cotton fields after that, because
I think they probably switched over to more indentured servitude.
yeah, because I see right here the word sharecropper, whatever the frig that. What's a sharecrop? I've never seen that before. Whatever sharecropping is.
So a sharecropper was he basically leased a plot of land from a farmer and almost worked for basically slave wages. So it was freed slaves.
It was to give them the idea that they could, you know, build up and I own a little plot of land, or like I rent a little plot of land, and it was, yeah, I know what you mean. There's not enough in it for them in the end.
Yeah, so a giant, landowner with, hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands of acres would lease 100 acres to a sharecropper, take most of the profits, and give him just enough to sustain his life.
Okay, so you still had to pick the cotton then to get it to the gin, is the problem, right?
Yeah, I imagine that cotton was still picked by hand until probably when the internal combustion engine was around. I don't know that for sure, but you didn't really have tractors until the internal combustion engine. I think there were some steam engine tractor type things before that, but not in wide use.
Would it just be the time they invented the combine? Like, are all combines? I mean, it can't just be like when the combine was invented. It would have to be when, because you know what I mean. Like, I know they have attachments, but that's now. Back then, you must have had to wait till the cotton combine. I'm just wondering when that happened.
We can look that up.
I'm very curious now. We don't have a flurfer, so we're gonna go on and grab a goose chase here, which that made no fucking sense. Oh my god, it's like dyslexia striking me in the middle of my sentence. Oh, I guess I'm tired. Anyways, that's funny. What were we looking up? When the cotton combine invented when? Come on, Google. 1850. Oh, really? The first attempts at a mechanical. Okay, well, first attempts is not like widespread use of combine. Let's just chill your horses here.
Okay, according to Wikipedia, the first practical cotton picking machine was in the 1920s.
Okay, so this actually does support what I wanted to say. The only reason I wanted to look into this is that I was going to say that, yes, your whole thing about my understanding of what actually happened there is that the cotton industry and some of the pulp industries and like companies like DuPont, who made chemicals for processing cotton and cotton clothing and like running machines, and DuPont makes a lot of the chemicals that I use in refrigeration right now. Like, they're a big company, and they were very much invested in a lot of the chemicals that were used to do things the way they currently were done, and so they didn't want hemp, which is easy to grow anywhere. But if you think of cotton, like the reality is, and a lot of Americans don't realize this, but like when you think of cotton, like where else in the world do you get that much cotton being grown? America. I mean, there's not.
And Egypt.
Fair enough. How is it a big cotton area? But it's only along the River Nile. I mean, you're not gonna.
Right,
I mean, I
yeah.
guess they can irrigate. It's not like they don't know how to irrigate or anything. But still, it's
I'm
not.
pretty sure
Go ahead.
the vast majority of it, I would think, comes from the United States East Coast.
And that's kind of where I was
area.
going exactly. Is that America was always it's been like the cotton empire essentially. So, you know, the idea was that DuPont and a lot of these companies and especially slave owners went because they were very much invested in you know, they had a free workforce in a lot of cases. They basically were lobbying the government and saying, like, we don't want people growing hemp. Why else would they have so they don't have an agreement with the entire world about certain drugs, but they have an agreement with the entire world about growing cannabis or like making cannabis legal, and they've lauded hemp growing into it. So even in Canada, even now, even when you know, weed is legal but it has restrictions, like, no, you can't just grow it. I mean, you can have 4 plants, but anyways, depends. But all I'm getting at is you can't just like have a field of it. It's not that legal. But even then, hemp, you can't get intoxicated off hemp. It's not cannabis. It's a completely different plant. It's like comparing well, they're both flowers. Like, oh, okay. Like, you know, one of them eats flies and the other one is a daffodil. Like, they're in the same family genus, but they're not even close to the same. You can't get high off hemp. It would be very hard.
I think that the THC levels in hemp are
non-existent in most cases. Most of the hemps that are bred for hemp purposes, they're not breeding them for THC. They're breeding them for. Look how fucking big that thing is. Like that's like the bigger that cane can be, the more fiber they're gonna get out of it. So all they're growing it for at that point is they just want the biggest, fattest, dirtiest, stinkiest pile of, you know, weed they grow, because it is a weed. It's essentially. I mean, if anybody here has walked through a field of hemp, it smells like weed, it looks like weed, it just isn't weed. And it is literally a weed. It just feels like you're walking through like a field of like overgrown dandelions, essentially. Like, it's like, these are just like plants.
You could throw a handful of seeds in a ditch and it'll grow like crazy.
Yeah,
you don't even need to tend it.
Well, and unfortunately, the cannabis will do that too. But you're not going to get good weed. You're going to get the ditchiest ditch weed you've ever seen. I mean, it's not like the kids are going to be walking around intoxicated. All I'm getting at, I'm not advocating growing cannabis. What I'm saying is that, yeah, hemp is not cannabis. And even then, where I'm going with this is that you need you need special licenses. Like, a farmer can't just be like, I'm going to plant a field of hemp. He can, but, you know, here's the regulatory paperwork to fill out, and, you know, it's gonna have to go through 5 government stamp approvals and stuff like that. And the reason is that essentially America went around and made growing hemp illegal with cannabis for no reason other than to make sure that people weren't growing hemp, because hemp grows everywhere. You can grow a field of that shit in any country in the world. It doesn't matter.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can grow that anywhere.
Yeah, where I live, the rural areas near where I live, the sheriff's department actually will fly helicopters around and look for clearings in the woods where people will just clear out some woods and just plant a bunch of pot.
Well, but that's pot. I mean, that's different. They're trying to snuff out. That's the war on drugs, and that gets into a whole different conversation, doesn't it? Really?
Oh yeah, no, I'm just saying they're that silly with it because it's essentially almost a harmless drug, much more harmless than alcohol.
I mean, I will say this about it, having had my ADHD, you know, coming to some realizations over my ADHD and stuff. I will give people this. It can fuel certain aspects of certain disabilities and disorders in negative ways. That doesn't mean that it's cocaine. That doesn't mean it's heroin. It doesn't mean that it's, you know, that it's fentanyl. But what that means is that it's like any drug anywhere. I mean, shit, you get people that take painkillers every single day for the slightest little ache. Oh, I've got a little headache. I should pop 2 extra strength Tylenols. It's like, the fuck? Like, you know, and then, but but it gets habitual. Anytime something starts getting habitual, next thing you know, the person's working on their T3s and stuff. So that's the only thing about weed is I've personally found that it's not like physically addicting so much as like habitually addicting and like socially addicting. Like one of the things that happens is if you're in a household with another person that's okay smoking cannabis, is that you bounce off each other and you don't do it on purpose. Even if you try to fight against it, what happens is, like, let's say that person goes and has a small, they haven't half the day, and they go have a little, toke, whatever you want to call it. All of a sudden you kind of feel like, oh, yeah, I could do that too. So but if you do that later, then sometimes it drives the other person to do the same thing because it puts it on their mind instead of just like putting it away and just forgetting about it because you're busy doing things. It brings it up. So there are habitual social aspects to it where it can be, and then all I'm getting at is it causes lethargy in a sense where, if you have something like ADHD where maybe your motivation isn't the greatest at times, where you have issues with being motivated and like organizing yourself and stuff, sometimes cannabis can be a little disorganizing to you too, right? And so sometimes it's not necessarily the right thing. And if all of a sudden you're habitually using it, that can really throw your problem out, right? So it's no different than any drug.
Way more experience with this than I do.
Well, it's no different than any drug. But let's put it this way: if you're just having it if you're not using it habitually, if it's something where you're just having a night with your friends and somebody pulls out a, of course it's not illegal here, so they're not going to look over there. You get what I'm just joking. But yes, so somebody pulls out a joint and they're like, you want to try it? I mean, as long as you're not driving a car right away, as long as it's no different than any intoxicant, as long as you're not breaking any of these kinds of things, then truth be told, it's really quite harmless. The worst thing it's going to do is make you sick, where you're going to be a little bit ill and throwing up just because you're sometimes the people their first time, their brain doesn't really know what to do because it's a little bit disorienting, and they can end up, we call it greening out. But then other people, they don't get any effect on the first time because, again, their brain just like doesn't really know what to do with it. Man, I've been eating a lot of red meat right now. My chest is hurting. Maybe that's a bad idea.
I have seen some of the wonders that it can do for cancer patients and people like that who are struggling with they can't keep food down, they can't eat.
I hope not.
So their body's wasting away, and it gives them their appetite back and gives them some strength to actually fight the disease. So in that aspect, it absolutely can be a good thing.
Listen, if you've got a bag of chips around and you're smoking cannabis, watch the fuck out, because that bag is going down. You're just gonna be sitting there, your friends will look over, you'll be like, I don't know if it's working, guys. You're looking around and everybody's like, man, give it a couple minutes. Don't have it. If you have friends that know what they're doing, they're gonna be like, don't have another hit for a minute. Just sit down, relax, and if you feel like you want to in a bit, then we can have a bit more. And all of a sudden you look back at your friend 5 minutes later, and he's fucking elbow deep in the biggest bag of Doritos you've ever seen, and he's just like, what's up? And you're like, that guy's cooked. That guy is cooked. Like, well, I'm not baked, guys. These Doritos are amazing. You're like, yeah, he's fucking fried. So like, yeah, it sneaks up on you and stuff, and it's just cannabis. I mean, have you ever been violently too high? You don't get violently too high. Okay, so turn this into a cannabis conversation for 10 seconds, I guess. I have had heat stroke, I believe, and gotten high. And I didn't realize I was probably getting a little heat strokey because I hadn't drank a lot of liquids. And of course, you're with friends, it's night, you don't know. I mean, I've watched people just walking in the sun just go over, which is exactly kind of what started happening to me. So, I mean, we smoked some cannabis, and basically it was, all of a sudden you're not well. And the thing is, I'm like, yeah, but it wasn't a new thing for me. And later, when you think back on it the next day, you're like, I had fucking heat stroke. Like, I can't believe none of us figured that out. And the other thing is, good thing I didn't die, I guess. Because maybe the night got cooler and that's all that saved me, because all I know is that I probably should have been getting a drink. But that's called thinking, hindsight being 2020. But other than that, no, I mean, violently ill, the most that's typically going to happen, Sean Hawkins, is that you're going to just realize you're really, really effed up, and you're just gonna go sit down. You know, you're just gonna be like, it can happen even to a seasoned person. You know, you smoke too much, you have that extra joint or half a joint. Let's say it's a party, and all of a sudden you're just like, man, I just wish I didn't smoke that last little bit. And you can just, you know, it's no different than if you, man, here, I'll tell you one thing. If I smoke 2 cigarettes, there, Schrodinger, I will get violently ill. So, you know,
I imagine I would too. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not a smoker of cigarettes, exactly. And so we got to put everything in context here. Like, you know, it's like anything. If you sit down with Snoop Dogg and you've never smoked weed before, and you share the hookah with him, you know, and they're lighting it with a fucking Bunsen burner torch, or you know what I mean? Like, because of how, you might get violently ill, but that's no different than somebody who doesn't drink alcohol sitting down at the bar and saying, oh, fucking 18 shots of whiskey. Like, it's not gonna go well for them.
I've had too much coffee. You know, I've had too much coffee and just felt horrible.
Well, that's why my heart started hurting, probably, because I fucking drank these things. Like, this is like my lifeblood. I bet you if they sampled my actual blood, they would find coffee grains in there. They'd be like, what the fuck? They're like,
I remember
you're clogging the filters up. Get out.
Yeah, I remember when I was in the Navy standing watch and just being dead tired and just chugging coffee. And then you just get sick to your stomach because you just have so much caffeine in your system.
See, Sean Hawkins said that I'm talking eating 4 or 5 brownies. Well, okay, so first of all, making them yourself has been legal since it's been legal. Before that, everything was illegal. But they haven't been, edibles are out now, but they weren't, or maybe they're out now, but it's been a staged release of things. So edibles weren't something that were legal until now or coming up. So I've never, I mean, man, 4 or 5 brownies, like, you're eating a lot of weed there, Sean. Like, that stuff's costs money, dude. You know what I mean? It's like after the weekend, you know, it's like you have one night, you just be effed, and the next day you like pull your pockets out and empty them. It's like when you go to the bar and you spend too much money, you're like, I had $100 and something when I started the weekend, and it's all gone now.
Yeah.
Well, because I don't know, anybody who's ever done any baking with cannabiso, it takes a lot of cannabis to mix in a brownie match.
Well, nowadays, at least that it's, you know, regulated in the places that it's legal, so you know what you're getting instead of, you know, buying it on the street and you don't know the potency of it.
Yeah, and I guess he's saying I didn't realize brownies aren't instant like smoking a joint. No, that's the thing. Like, if you're committing your night when you... Most people don't do a lot of edibles. The reason is that it's different. If you smoke a joint, you're going to get an instant high. It's going to wear off over the next few hours. If you eat a brownie, and it depends on the potency that the brownie was made and who is making it. Some people are better than others. I mean, there is a bit of an art to it. You know, a brownie can commit you for the next 4 hours. Like, you're setting up for a night, boy. So like, they were $5 each. Jesus. I mean, okay, no, they're going to be about $5 each, but I mean, I'm cheap. So what can you know, that's still 4 or 5 brownies is eating a $25 bill. I mean, I wouldn't under a normal circumstance eat a $24 bill or $25 bill because that's a lot of, and we don't have $25 bills, but you get what I'm saying.
So the edibles are more of a slow release. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, well, your stomach has to process it, so you're not going to it's not going to hit you immediately. You need to start processing it. And like, okay, so here's my experience with edibles is that like, so I made them wrong the first time because there's a bit of science involved. It needs to be fat soluble. So like, I read that you could use margarine. So I did the thing where you make the can of butter. Anybody else can look up how you do that. I'm not explaining how you make drugs on the internet. That's all. Everybody can do their own research on that, their own responsibilities. YouTube, thank you. Watch it. If anybody's watching, monetizing me or demonetizing the stream, I didn't tell people how to do things. And I'm not gonna. No, but so the reality is that yeah, you make the can of butter but I thought you could make it out of margarine, and you need to use butter because it needs to be fat soluble. Like, the THC is fat soluble, and if you don't have it bound to a fat, then it chemically doesn't work with your body, so it just passes through you. Like, you might even get a upset stomach from it. because it doesn't really absorb. So the first time I made it is I used a whole bunch, throw a bunch of money at it. You're talking about a couple $100 in a lot of cases to make a big batch of cookies, let's say. You make your cookies and, eat 2 or 3 of them. They taste really not great because cannabis is a strong flavor. So, you're like, nom, 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 these are delicious as you gulp your milk down with them and stuff like that. Now, there's some people that are really good at masking it. They add like a pinch of this and some of that, a spice that makes it like inerts the flavor. And like, there's people that are very good at it. But anyways, so you eat 2 or 3 or 4 cookies, and next thing you know, you're just not getting anything happening. So these cookies are kind of bunk in the end. And then, talking to my brother, he's like, well, you have to use butter. I'm like, oh, okay. So I do the same thing with butter. So, I mean, we lived in this house the first time I ever tried that. And it was like, I had like 2 cookies. And I had 1, and then a few minutes later, I'm like, well, last time this didn't work great, so I'll have 2 just in case. So I had 2 cookies, just 2 regular-sized cookies. And, Megan's like, are you feeling anything? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, maybe a little bit. I'm like, I'm going to go get another coffee, grab my cup, walk away. She goes to follow me like a minute later, and as she walks up towards the stairs of the basement, she can just hear me laughing. She comes around the corner and goes, what's going on? And I'm leaned against the wall trying to go up the stairs, and I'm sliding along the wall laughing, and I'm like, I'm having troubles getting up the stairs. So it's just like, as I went to go up the stairs, it just kind of like, I just felt like, whoa, and I like leaned against the wall, and I was like rubbing on the wall as I walked up the stairs, laughing at myself. I'm like, yeah, I'm a little bit messed up. So it's completely, and like, that's a person who's used to smoking cannabis. So like, it's a different kind of drug when you consume things. So you can overdo it.
Yeah, I'm a
easier.
total amateur because half my life was spent in the military. We got drug tested and all that, and there was 0 tolerance. So I never had any experience with that until the last couple of years.
Hey, look at this cotton gin.
So,
oh, go ahead. Finish your sentence, please. Yeah.
Oh no, I was when I heard Cat Williams say that it does 3 things. It makes you happy, hungry, sleepy. And the first time that I ever used any, that was the exact 3. Everything was funny. Then I was starving to death, and then I just wanted to go to sleep.
You're like, man, you're so quick. You're like, no, I'm on a diet. It doesn't fucking matter. You get high. Oh
my God.
Fuck that. You don't give a shit. You'll shoot a person to get to a Ritz box. You get the hell out of my way, son of a bitch. I'll stab you. Step back from the Ritz.
I've never been so hungry.
It's just like, nom, 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 nom. You just hammering. Oh my God, it's so funny.
I made the biggest, like, remember the old Scooby-Doo cartoons where they would make those giant sandwiches? Yeah. That was you'll be up there at 2 in the morning. You're up there at 2 in the morning. You're tired as shit, but you don't care. You're making a sandwich before bed. You're grilling up the bacon. You'll do more effort into making the grandest sandwich you've ever had than you would ever do any other time of the day. And you're just sitting there going like, this is gonna be amazing. And the next day, you're just like, what happened to my stomach? Right.
You can feel all of your mistakes the next morning. Like, oh
man, I had a sandwich and chips with a side of tomato soup. I was killing it.
Hey, we got 65 viewers in here. I'm gonna be a dirty biatch and tell you all to hit like. If you haven't, there's some of you might have. Some of you great people. I haven't been looking at the chat here. Let's look at the chat, and then we're gonna watch this guy crank this cotton gin. Not putting butter in your cookies is a cookie crime. Hey, Pepper, I agree. But we're trying to watch our waistline and our wallets, and butter ain't cheap. I don't think it's not as cheap as margarine, that's for damn sure. Non-hydrogenated people, you need those arteries. 4 hours, shoot, when I cooked stuff, it lasted days. Oh, what, like the high? Were you making acid?
Damn time to be high.
I was like, are you Heisenberg? What is going on? I've never had cannabis do that to me ever. I mean, you might have felt like blasted, because if you don't do it often, you might have felt a little bit tired. That can do that. I'm not an expert on this, so please don't ask me like I am, people. I don't know why we got into that subject. I'm already probably super demonetized. That's why they call them drug deals. That shit is expensive. It's true. My drug deals are with the province now, though. God bless. I'm just kidding. I just go to a store now. I walk in and I buy it. It's super simple now. I don't have
What
to.
are the taxes
there's no
on that? Like,
terrifying, but
I would imagine.
There's like regular taxes, and then there's like a social accountability tax. It's like another. I don't know if it's another 5 or 6% on it or something like that. But it's, you know what, they're getting competitive. I mean, they got these big facilities they built. They're at first they were trying to hit is a super high end market. Like they were trying to produce the best, highest THC stuff and everything like that, and then they realized that there's just a lot. Okay, so what I read is they didn't realize that there were so many Canadians that just wanted a big old bag of weed. Right. like kind of like the people in like what movie? Oh, I'm trying to think of what movie that is, where he's like, listen, I've told you how many times I don't care what it's called. I just want my stuff. Like what is it? I'm thinking of James Franco and
baked, or
no, it's got my mind has gone blank. It doesn't matter.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, I know the movie too. That's what pisses me off about it. But anyways, yeah, it's the one where he's acting. It's with Seagull, not Seagull. No, oh, see, my mind is not working at all right now. Screw it. We're moving forward. So, cotton gin.
In 10 days, Whitney developed a model of a machine that was to revolutionize the cotton industry. The cotton gin was a simple device, but it took the seeds out of cotton, and that was what the South had been waiting for. Some of the southern states voted
Oh my God, this is gonna work.
for opportunity, learned of the new machine, and took new hope. The value of cotton land trebled overnight. All over the world, the impact of this...
So, do you see what that's doing? I think I see what that's actually doing. Yeah, it's like squishing them out. Look at
was what the South had been
seeds
waiting
come
for.
popping out. Watch.
Some of the southern states voted Whitney a royalty for his invention, but he had to spend most of his money to defend his rights in marketing the new cotton gin. Those who had started to emigrate from the South
Like even
in
when
search
the
of a
thing's
better
popped?
opportunity learned of the new machine.
Almost like it squishes the seed out.
Yeah, it looks like it maybe puts it through some sort of a grid, and that the seeds can't fit through or something like that.
Yeah, because the one cotton thing bounced, which made me think it was like pulling at it, and it like ricocheted, like pulled the like cotton, what I mean, not ricochet,
Right.
but like it kind of like spring loaded, right, when it lost hold of the cotton, because the one bounces.
There's a giant cotton gin 30 minutes from my house. I should like see if they do tours or something. That'd be something cool to take my kid to.
I mean, pretty cool. Oh, here we go. Here's a cotton gin demonstration. Well, that's an old one. Long staple cotton and roller gin. Oh, look at the seeds are coming out. See, they're pop. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. See, like it's squishing them in there, and the seeds are popping out because it's squishing them through, and it's like popping them out like you'd squeeze a seed out of a grape in your mouth.
Yeah, they just sort of pop right out.
I knew Rene wasn't gonna show up, that dirty bitch. He's the one that picked the time and everything, and I'm the right time. Like 8 p.m. Central is 6 p.m. California time. I double checked his, like, he's Pacific Standard, right? That would be correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck that asshole. I sent him an email, and he's the one that reached out to me yesterday and said, "How's 6 p.m.?" And I was like, 6 p.m. California? Yes, 6 p.m. California. All right. So like, yeah. Yeah, that's okay. So this is a different kind, obviously. Did it say the kind? Was I not paying attention? No.
No, I didn't see
What's going
it.
on here? So. Oh, it's like spinning it,
Yeah,
like pulling like little fluff off. See?
Yeah, that's some sort of motorized looking thing there.
Well, it's using gearing anyways. Like you see, she's spinning it.
Yeah.
It's gearing it. But that's I don't know, that's so weird. Oh, look at the wheel. Ooh, inside a cotton gin.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're gonna have to mute the shit out of that.
Yeah, so you were gonna have Rene on? Is that what was happening here? So Earth is that the Rene from Earth is Seriously Flat?
Yeah,
That's
he
what we're
emailed
talking
me.
about?
He
Huh.
emailed me. Well, because I'd been talking to him about a debate like a month ago. He emailed me yesterday and said I'd love to do a debate, which because he didn't email me back the last time. Give me one
Yeah,
second
yeah,
here.
he's a bit of a lunatic, if you didn't know.
Yeah, that's fine. I just thought he brought it up. I thought, hey, yeah, because it's like right here. It says, let's see here. What does it say? It says, I'm definitely interested in having a debate. Are you available tomorrow, Wednesday, by 6 p.m.? By 6 p.m.? He talks like
Weird.
an idiot. Yeah, who would say?
Yeah. I used to think he was a Poe until he went and got himself arrested. And I'm like, nobody's that much of a Poe. He has to really believe it.
He has to know that. Okay, well, maybe he meant he was supposed to be done streaming by 6 p.m., but that's terribly unspecific.
Yeah.
Fucking flat earthers.
So what do you
Besides, all he had to
expect
do
from a
is
guy
check
who-
his goddamn email. Like, he doesn't have it in his phone. He
Yeah.
looked at it today. He didn't fucking respond to me. He could have responded to me earlier and said, no, by 6 p.m., I got to do this with my daughter. Like, pretend you don't get the goddamn email, you dirty son of a bitch. Like, it's just, I hate that. It's like, it's because they're just assholes. Like, they just don't care because it's like, ha 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 ha, I bet he's laughing because he made us show up, you know, and which I don't care about. I was doing a stream no matter what. I don't care about him.
What do you expect from a guy who protests outside of elementary schools?
Well, that's Nathan, though, mostly. Or does he do it too?
No. He's done it multiple times.
So, look at this
Yeah,
shit.
he's. Uh-oh.
Passes into the first cylinder cleaner, where it is
Whoa, that was fast. Man, they were already talking fast. That was like epic.
dropped onto the revolving spike cylinders.
The revolving spike cylinders. Pretty cool. Look at that thing. Jesus. So all it's doing is the same idea. It's like ricocheting it around and like popping
Yeah,
seeds
it's
out
like
by
a-
just throwing them about.
That looks like some sort of tumbler type thing.
Interesting. Yeah, that's so cool. It's just like throwing them around, and it's probably like a little collection thing at the bottom where it sucks all the seeds out or something. Or when they're done, it's full of seeds in a little pocket. Yeah, it pulls all the dirt away a bit.
Falls out between the rods.
Interesting. Stick machine. Holy shit. Cotton sucks. Whoa, look at it. Cool. I don't know what it's doing, but it looks important. I mean, that is pretty
looks
cool.
like
You
what
see how fast that's moving? Jesus.
Yeah, I think it looks like what it's doing is it's spinning super fast, so the seeds
They're
have
heavier.
more mass, so
They're
they
gonna
would
have more inertia.
yeah, more inertia, so they're gonna
Yeah.
bounce off of that little post that's there.
Well, and any little bits of like hard debris that are still on them, like you see, it's like
Right.
popping off. See, interesting though. That's so cool. Man, you gotta wonder who invents these things. You know, it's like holy shit. That thing.
Sort of like a centrifuge that they put when they take your blood, they put it in a centrifuge, so
And with,
um,
go ahead.
the heavier parts go towards the outside.
When they're done, this must be the fluffiest damn substance ever. Think about what those feel like. Like, okay, so when you get a cotton ball, is that an actual cotton ball? Like that'd be one of these, wouldn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I've picked up cotton on the side of the road. It's just everywhere in the fall around where I live. You just stop on the side of the road and you can just pick it up, and it looks pretty much like a cotton ball that you would buy at the pharmacy.
So all they've done with cotton balls is they've found a way to like adhere them together. They've wound them up where they're kind of like their own little fluffy ball that's kind of like twisted up so it doesn't go anywhere probably.
Yeah, well, a cotton ball that you get off of the plant is pretty much the cotton ball that you buy in the store. Just the seeds are gone.
Ginning rib. Oh, yeah. That's what he said to all the ladies. Okay, so yes. Cotton harvesting aside, we went on off a terrible tangent. It's poking and combing. What it's poking and combing? he sounds like somebody actually knows shit about cotton. To be honest with you.
Like it.
Yeah, because Pineapple Express, thank you. That's the movie, and it was yeah. You've never seen it, probably. Yeah, Pineapple Express.
Oh yeah, no, I saw Pineapple Express.
You guys got it. Oh man, I can't even light this thing alone. It's so sad. Oh my God, Rad Vlad. We already proved her this flat old news about COVID-19 now. Hey, put your mask on, Rad. Hey. Rad could use some cannabis, I'm sure.
Yeah, so I made a Karen video about masks, Karens that don't want to wear masks. And my comment section went insane with people, the conspiracy theorists about masks. I've never had so many comments in a video.
Man, my screen is stuck somehow. That's fucked up. Weird. Don't know why that did that. But anyways, welcome to computers. I grew up in cotton country. There you go. Surrounded by Tylenol bottles is what I heard. Oh my God. Oh, Jesus. Okay, so did you see Sleeping Warriors' big thing here? Have you seen this? Because I want to get real quickly to accountability for all before I got to get out of here.
Oh, I heard. Yeah, he finally got arrested again.
He's released again. Oh, yeah, but they just wanted to book him for charges. That's all that is. Well, he turned himself in, so he wasn't like He just knew he was going to be arrested if he didn't turn himself in. So he better well turn himself in, because then he gets to be like, I turned myself in, Judge.
Yeah, well, he won. He got to make a video about it.
Oh yeah,
it's all on his channel. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
But he's just the worst.
So that's Wolfie, huh? We'll get to him in 2 seconds. Is this Wolfie right here, huh? I guess.
Is that really Wolfie?
I don't know. Apparently, I've never really seen him either. He must have turned the camera on himself at some point.
Yeah.
So this is Sleeping Warrior, and I'm not gonna play any of the music. I don't know. Does he have music in the background? I think he does. Well, we'll play little snippets of it. I don't want to. Yeah. So he's got this like that Horizon apparent mate. Like it doesn't read. He makes us read. It's the most lazy form of producing a video there is. Hey, Wolfie, your subs are so naive and gullible, they believe anything you tell them. And then he comes by with this obnoxious scroll text. I am not a monetized channel. Terrible. You don't normally see any adverts on this channel. I make no money from my presence on this censored platform known as YouTube. I have no reason to try and deceive anybody. Yeah, oh yeah, tell that to your dog's Westy lung and his juice, his pee sounding freaking mixed up drugs. They claim we live on a spinning water ball. Let's see what that evidence. It's a baller's burden to prove this nonsense is true. I don't understand why. See, they think this is the thing that's scary. They think there's so many of them and there's so few of us that like they're like an army that's knocking at our doors, and that like
no, they're just so loud. That's why it seems like there's so many.
Well, but there aren't so many. I agree. I'm just saying like they think there are so many of them that we are just like holding back the horde now basically, and they're all around us because they went to a meeting where there was 50 people that all found out that there was something where they all shared the same stupidity and they ran to it.
I love the ones that say like, "Oh, the truth is coming. You can't stop it. That people are waking up." It's like,
people are waking up. Your time is up, ballers. It's like what? It's like give it a break. Shake yourself.
Nobody knows who you are. There's just a few of us who are silly enough to entertain your ideas.
It's funny when you say nobody knows who you are. When I was talking, like watching Josh Abrams. I got a frog in my throat all of a sudden. He frequently is like, tell them the guy who exposed Madison County is down here. They'll know who I am. And I'm like, no, they fucking won't. Like,
No.
like,
No.
he says he doesn't go.
Embarrassing.
When he doesn't go live, like he goes live like right at the front doors because he won't go live in advance because the trolls will call up in advance and let them know. And it's like he doesn't tell us where he's going. And it's like, I mean, yes, that is actually funny that you can call, that I would actually call them at a time and let them know you're coming. But at the same time, he says it in like an ominous, like, I don't know, to him, it's like these people know his channel when he goes and gets in an argument with them. And it's like, they know me. They know all of them. They see me showing up. They see me showing up. It's like, they don't know who you are.
He says, I know they're watching right now.
I know they're like they're on YouTube, like exactly. Like you've got his channel up and they're watching in the back.
I love how he randomly walks up to people and tells them that they're under arrest to put their hands behind their.
That's what he was arrested for. That's what he was charged with.
Yeah, but he's done it so many other times too. He'll just walk up to a cop and say, "You're under arrest." And start reading them their rights. And the cop's like, "Yeah, whatever, little guy."
He's just like, they're just like, and I've seen so much patience. He's a piece of shit. Anyways, we'll get to him. Let's finish with. Okay, so here. There you go. Turn that music off. I don't need to be.
Pilots know that they're involved in a comment, obviously, because Wolfie 6020, the pilot that flies commercial penises in the sky, has got involved in a comment. Obviously, my last video was aimed at pilots.
That is funny. Commercial penises in the sky. That is actually pretty funny.
It was a bit of a dig at Wolfie, because proper pilots.
You gotta give credit where credit's due, you know, whether they're a flat earther or not. That's pretty funny, because at one point he says, so Wolfie flies his penis-shaped fucking whatever back here, and I'm like, that's actually really funny. See, like, this is what I mean. Like, these people could be legitimate YouTube stars. They've got the workings of it, you know. It's funny shit.
I don't know about Riley. He definitely doesn't have any sort of career in law based on his dissertation.
Well, no law career, that's for sure.
Know that the Earth cannot be a sphere.
Yeah, that's a stream for another day, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Because you're not compensating at any point for any of the.
Have you seen this yet? This is golden.
No, I haven't seen this, but Bob the Science Guy and I went over in a video on a different channel where some fake self-proclaimed F-16 pilot talked about how the Earth is flat, and so that's ridiculous. On Bob's channel.
They'll believe anything. I was a nurse. Oh my god, this bitch was a nurse.
Yeah.
And this nurse, granola nurse 552616 anti-vac, she says that vaccines hurt people. It's like Jesus Christ.
Yeah, this guy called himself Viper, said he was an F-16 pilot, which is an Air Force jet, and I'm like, hold on, Viper was a Navy pilot from Top Gun. Like, you don't even have the service correct. So we already know where you're coming from. And just hearing the guy talk, he wasn't a pilot. He never flew a fucking crop duster.
Hey, games are very realistic nowadays, Schrodinger's cat. Don't dismiss him.
All curvature that we're flying through. Anyway, Wolfie's got involved in a thread, and in this thread here, there's a comment from Wolfie, which I'm going to highlight here, and he says, by full disclosure, we will be conducting an experiment to prove how gullible and easily misled flat earthers are. And I agree, some of us can be at times. We all make mistakes because we're all.
Why are you talking so fast? This is not fast forwarded, by the way. Normal playback speed.
Oh, weird. He is talking super fast.
Curious about what's
well, he's
really
accelerated himself.
None of us believe that the Earth's turning anymore, that it's curving, that there's gravity, and none of us believe that you can breathe a vacuum. Yet we're in a vacuum that you guys tell us that we're breathing air pressure in, which is impossible. But nonetheless, your broken model is going to be demonstrated again today. And I'm going to use Wolfie to demonstrate how stupidly gullible and easily misled ball Earth is.
See, I keep getting insulted. I don't get included in these things. I'm very upset, to be honest with you. It's starting to become almost like kind of a little bit personal, to be honest with you.
Yeah, where's my face at? There's the Rumpus, there's Bob.
I know. This son of a bitch, they unlock him and he becomes their #1 enemy.
Yeah, just Sean Hufford, FTFE.
Look at that hair.
George
They got the
Patrick,
hair in there. I'm talking about
Mr.
Sean.
Sensible. Yeah.
Yeah, they got the cheese. Hey, where am I? Come
Yeah.
on. You guys can fucking tuck me up right up behind somebody. I don't care if it's like my eyeballs poking through like, hey guys, I'm back here. I'll take
think
anything
that's-
I can
that's
get.
Sean
I am
Hawkins in the
shill
back,
for
isn't it?
life. Shill for life, bro. What? Oh, it's
Sean
Hufford.
Hawkins,
Yeah,
I
it's
think, in the
Hawkins
back
in the
there.
back. I could take Hawkins'
Yeah.
spot. He wouldn't mind at all, would he? You wouldn't mind Hawkins if they put me in the middle there, would you? I'm just teasing him. Who the fuck is that Sean Hawkins guy? Tell him to get the hell out of there. He knows I know he's here. Hi, Sean. I'm teasing. Oh man, they hate fights so much. But you know what? You're right. Team's not in there. What the hell? I didn't even realize till now.
Yeah.
They're missing Team. Oh,
And
that's
he's making
personal.
the video about Wolfie.
You know
He's
what?
making the video about Wolfie, but he doesn't have Wolfie in there.
You know what? I was looking at this all wrong. I got to take it the other way. This is actually evidence that Team and I are actually the ones he's most upset with. Sorry, I'm playing with something with my toe. I'm realizing it's probably awfully noisy. Yeah, that's my new theory. That's what I'm going by. He's actually so upset with me and Team. I don't know why me, but Team. That he didn't even want to see our faces. He's like, fuck that brainy Beaver guy. Son of a bitch. That's how I feel it went down. That's actually how I feel most people probably feel about me after they deal with me. Yeah.
I like how he put them all in there. It's sort of like origami. He just kind of squeezed everybody in.
Well, like he's got Sean Hawkins trying to jump at the back. Like, me.
Yeah.
Doesn't believe anything.
Sean, you gotta laugh at that, eh, bro? That's funny. He did it, not me. Don't talk to me about it. I'm just noticing this.
Says, okay, so Wolfie flying the big commercial penises in the sky. We're going to imagine for this demonstration that Wolfie lives in Perth. Don't know where Wolfie lives, doesn't matter. For this example, he's in Perth. He flies his super penis across the sky.
He flies a super. This is what I was talking about. And by the way, might I add, he gave that thing. He gave that. Okay, so either he. I actually think he made that.
Yeah, he had to. That doesn't look very aerodynamic, by the way.
For the record, he gave it like wings like a bird. So like.
Yeah. And it's got a
So
serious
it's
like mushroom head on it too.
So it's a penis cherub. No, it's.
Sky, and he lands in Canberra across, and that's basically an east.
Okay, so this is great, people. Pay attention here.
It's a western east flight path, right? It's not north to south. We can agree on that. It's not perfectly east to west, but it's not too far. It's a west to east and then an east to west coming back. Okay, Perth on the one side. He flies across to Canberra easterly, and he lands his plane in Canberra. Now, for the whole duration of this flight on your broken model that doesn't work, the Earth is supposed to be traveling. The direction is from the left, the west, to the east. So as your plane is traveling in this direction, the Earth.
Dun 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 dun. I'm trying desperately to break it up in case he's like claiming he's got a copyright sound in there.
Is moving with you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for him
Your
to get
flight
to a point.
Yeah, I know.
time should be longer.
A little long-winded.
Look for a flight path or a flight provider that does a non-stop flight, and I can see that Qantas do one for 3 hours and 50 minutes. So that's going to set us our baseline. That's with the rotation of the Earth, right? So you're chasing the Earth at all times. It's getting further away
No,
from
you're
you.
not.
Yeah, well,
Fucking not.
we'll let him. Yeah, we have to let him cook himself a little bit here.
You
Unfortunately,
traverse your landscape. You set off in Perth. You're flying in this direction, but Earth's moving with you. So if you keep your speed the same all the way through the flight, and they generally fly around about 600 miles an hour, we're told, it should take a set amount of time, but the Earth is supposed to be turning with you as you do so. So you get to Canberra, according to Qantas, in 3 hours 50 minutes. Now, Wolfie.
the music is
this
so
is
exciting.
awful.
This is
2015 wants their flat Earth arguments back.
it's so true.
He then turns his super penis in the sky around after refueling, and then he flies his super penis back from Canberra all the way across to Perth again, but this time the Earth is rotating underneath you and it's going against you. So as you're flying out from Canberra, the Earth is coming from the west to the east and it's heading towards you. So it's coming closer to you as you're getting towards it. so your flight times must be quicker coming home. Okay. However, we see that it goes from 4 hours 40. So on the way out, when it should be slower, it's 3:50. On the way home, when it should be
Oh
faster,
my God! Flat Earth confirmed, everybody. You've seen it here.
Do you know why there's difference in flight times? Because there
Trade.
are differences. Trade winds, yes.
Yeah, well, trade winds are actually, those are the westerlies, actually. Trade winds are technically the ones near the equator, which actually spin the other direction, right? But no, those ones are westerly. We get the same damn stream across Canada that makes it so flying home takes less time than flying to Toronto from where I live, because wind, damn it. Wind is a thing. And it's independent of the rotation of, like, this is wind on top of... I don't understand. I mean, I know. We're not going to get into this, everybody, because we've beaten this horse to death. But I just don't understand. They're either some of the dumbest people I've ever dealt with in my entire life, or they're completely posed. Because I don't understand how complicated it is. If I take a cup of water and I spin the cup of water, the same thing essentially happens where in the reverse, because the outside is the one with the friction instead of the inside, right? So you end up with the outside water spinning up faster, and yeah, okay, they're going different speeds at first, but if you kept spinning that cup at the same speed constantly, like on a saucer that was motorized and spun perfectly at the same RPM, eventually that entire cup of water is going to be spinning the same goddamn speed. It's not going to be any difference in any of it.
I thoroughly believe that Anthony Riley is a Poe. I mean, no self-respecting flat earther in 2020 is going to bring up Eric Dubé arguments from 5 years ago. It's just not going to happen. He doesn't believe this. He just
he's been told by Nathan Oakley too, like, you can't use that. It's a perfect globe proof. Well, that conversation alone should tell you that they both know the truth, and they just don't want to. It doesn't make the money.
Right.
I mean, although Sleeping Warrior doesn't monetize, so unless he's throwing out PayPal links or Patreon or something somewhere, then where the hell is he? What's in it for him other than just feeling important?
I know that he did get some money for when he was at university. I don't really know all the details of that, so I'm not going to make an accusation. But he did get some money at some point. I don't know the method by which he got it. He's
not getting regular money. Like, he doesn't even post his like information for that.
Yeah, I can't speak to that.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. Like, I don't know either. I'm just saying it's interesting, right? Because Nathan Oakley, it's really obvious why Nathan Oakley wants to keep going, because he has his Nathan Oakley Patreon, which, by the way, become a member on Brainy Beaver, and you can also have the Nathan Oakley treatment, where I don't give you any attention at all. As in, right. I started my membership right as I became the busiest I've been in the last, like the busiest 3 months of my entire summer, essentially. So as I've done every week, I need to apologize thoroughly to the people that have given me money and not received membership streams, and I assure you that as soon as I am slowed down very soon here, there's going to be excessive membership streams that with only the best one-on-one Beaver to mouth action. Listen, YouTube, you gotta pay attention to the whole meme here to get that joke. This was not a sexual thing. This was this was literally a literal statement. Beaver to mouth conversation here on Brainy Beaver channel. You never go Beaver to mouth.
Nathan Oakley simply can't be bothered to get a job, and he has the laziest live stream. He basically has this. I don't either, but Oakley, has the same exact show every day. Yeah, he just lets people on and screams at them, and that's what he does every single day.
I wouldn't go on his show. He's just a piece of garbage.
No, I wouldn't either.
That said, we need to let him finish frying his ass.
It's 4 hours 40.
So we can take a quick look at Josh Abrams here.
Difference there of 50 minutes, but it's going the wrong way. Now, if Earth really is turning, this needs to be explained. Now, there's probably logistical and practical reasons for this. It might be something to do with, I don't know.
Apparently, Glober Mom doesn't see him on Patreon.
The point is that Wolfie's going to demonstrate how stupid and gullible the ball earthers are, because they're going to believe any old shit that he says, because he's a pilot. He flies super penises in the sky.
But so wait, didn't he have a thing where he posted like, this guy's a fighter pilot and we'll believe anything he says?
Yeah, that was the fake fighter pilot.
What about the fake helicopter pilot too? Remember that one?
Oh, I don't remember that one.
Well, or the guy was either that or, I mean, I don't know. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, if my pilot of anything that I'm in believes in flat earth, we got serious issues here. Okay, I don't feel like I'm safe anymore, and I want a different pilot.
Right.
Because I've got fundamental issues with this person's processing power.
Now, Wolf is going to make his excuses, right? He's not going to explain why it is that the Earth turn and then calculate and demonstrate. He's not going to explain why all this is true. He's going to make excuses for why the Earth is not turning underneath and why we don't see it, rather than demonstrate why we do see it, and this is the reason why it doesn't appear that way. Now, ball Earthers will believe any old shit he says, because he's a pilot. Now, Wolfie claims he's going to show
That's what the laughing's supposed to be about, him jumping at the back.
Yeah.
that flat Earthers are, and I agree, some of us can be. Depends on how far down your journey you are. I don't agree with a lot of flat Earthers on a lot of points. For example,
Because you're all making shit up as you go. There's nothing to agree on.
it's well known that I don't agree with Bob Nodell on gravity. He thinks that there is some universal down.
Thinks you're a goddamn idiot is what he thinks.
Yeah, they're both pose.
Bob Nodell, he knows the Earth's spinning. He proved it.
Of course he does.
I didn't know that they were gonna record me from across the fire pit. This person sitting there with a frickin' satellite dish recorder, just pointed right at him, like, "Oh, you should hear the shit I'm getting." They were all very upset with like Netflix, when that was done. They weren't happy.
Oh, they're so mad.
Yeah, they're upset.
Downwards acceleration force, and even if there was a force, up acceleration,
who
able to
cares?
disagree properly. But let's be clear, when we disagree, you guys call it drama. But actually, it's because we're not a cult that we disagree.
Again, there's nothing to agree on when you're making everything up. When you're just like, could be plasma. You're like, fuck that, ain't plasma. It's magical. It's like fucking reflections on the fucking dome. I don't know. I'm just tired.
So disagreeing makes you creditable? Because scientists disagree with one another on a lot of things. So if disagreeing makes you credible, then that throws out his whole argument about science being, whatever pseudoscience.
Kenwick meth dead beaver sex. Oh, that's terrifying. I'll look that up. Don't worry. No, I mean that. Like, I will, but yuck. I get an impression of what that article's about, that news article. False. Okay, so
None of us agree on all things. I don't agree with Arwin on everything that he says. I don't agree with Nathan on everything he says, and I definitely don't agree with Quantum Eraser on everything he says.
I mean, who would?
Questioning ourselves, making sure that when you're going home, demonstrate how it is that it's slower the opposite way round to your model. Because 3 hours 50.
Because the spin of the planet doesn't matter, and we've told you this, and that's a prevailing wind. That's all that is. It's a prevailing wind. Are you still there? Oh, you're there. There you go.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I was muted.
How dare you not talk? You're my entertainment for my people here because Rene didn't show up.
The funny thing is, he says, well, there could be an explanation for this. Well, then why did you make an entire video before you looked up to see if there is an explanation for it? That's my problem with a lot of flat earthers. They'll take the time to make a 30-minute video that could have been avoided by doing a 3-minute Google search. Like, why didn't you just see if there was an explanation before you made the video?
Here, accountability for all. He's already been posting like 3 videos today now. He's kind of a piece of garbage. Like, really is.
Oh yeah, he is. And he e-begs like crazy. He's sort of like the Morgile of the First Amendment auditor community. He's constantly e-begging.
Well, I can show you what he actually got arrested for today. It's gonna be in my video, but I'll bring. It was Marvel Girls sent it to me because we were talking about it in the day before this. All right, let's stop that. Thanks.
And he's already a felon, so he's
Yeah.
not going to have a great time with this.
Wow.
I think one of his charges, wasn't it like a habitual crime or being a habitual offender?
Well, he's listed as a habitual offender.
Right.
So here's the original incident, and this channel is Masshole Report. Now I'm sure this video is on his channel, but anyways, this is somebody else's video. 8,008K subscribers. It's called the Masshole Report. Masshole Report. So if you guys never know, it might be a channel worth looking at.
Masshole Report. Yeah, there's sort of a one-stop shop for a lot of the drama that happens in that community. They sort of do a like a thumbnail report on everything that's going down.
So this is the original.
Something?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Why are you videotaping my...
I don't answer questions. You're all set, bye. RII345. Already got it.
Get the fuck away from my phone.
I did. You're under arrest. Put your hands.
He's like, the second you touch his phone or slap his hand, it's like his nipples get hard. He's like, he's got a half-mast erection. He's like, oh, yes! He's so excited because he's like, oh, you can't do that. I'm gonna press charges. And then he knows, like, this is now gonna be his pretense to get a cop down here. He gets to argue with a police officer. No, officer, you need to arrest her because she's a fucking criminal. You piece of scum. You're a scum officer because you won't arrest this blonde-haired girl who was fucking walking to drop off a package or something. Like,
right. And I love it that he pretends to read her rights and then refers to her as his prisoner.
And then later,
or detainee or whatever.
Yeah, and I'll show you. Like, watch. I'll show this because it's gonna be in my video.
Hands behind your back. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right.
For the record, if anybody sees me do that, I was gonna do something like that anyways. Like when he slaps people, like da-da-da-da-da-da, like the Batman slap.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one will be presented to you by the court. You're under arrest.
So yeah, like he's got some stuff that pops in there, which is some actual factual law stuff. But we're just gonna skip that right now because I'm actually showing Josh's video, not this guy's.
7 witnesses on live. She just assaulted me. Yeah, man.
7 witnesses on live. She just assaulted me. Now watch. This is funny. Like, it's like you didn't see that.
You missed
live
it?
right now. Like,
well, it's on live. You wanna got all these witnesses. Well, we got plenty of these witnesses, and I don't think she'll deny it. Did you just strike me?
Yeah, I did not strike you. I hit your phone out of my face.
First of all, it's not in your face. Second of all,
she's kind of cute. But
yeah,
we're not
she is
sexist on this channel.
And,
so adorable chick
let's not don't let this just get away from us that he's telling on a girl. What is she, a $120?
Well, and I don't know. I mean, without even going into that, I mean, even if we treated everybody equal, like, get a fucking life. You touched my phone! Ah! Officer, this blonde-haired girl hurt my phone. My fingers were grazed. It's like,
oh, yes, he says that.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's,
oh, you hit my fingers, and my phone is an extension of me.
You hit my fingers! These fingers are descendant from assholes generations past. These people are crazed.
But if you do look at Josh Abrams, he doesn't look very sturdy.
No, we're gonna get to that in 10 seconds. I got one of those too.
He touched my hand too, but you struck my property.
I got
excellent assault.
Out of my face.
Well, it's not in your face.
It was.
Because you walked up to me and I was right here when you whacked me.
No,
so you're under arrest. You're under arrest. You have the right to remain.
But then he lies a little. He lies too. Like it's
silent. Anything you say can will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney.
This guy's very calm. But like.
I didn't see anything. Well, I'm not watching.
You got 8 witnesses here in a live stream. So do your investigation. She's detained.
Okay.
Okay.
Step over here. Let me get a statement first.
I don't know you. I don't follow you.
Because he says I can't leave him. I'm the arresting officer.
Yeah.
If you get a statement.
Oh, and
or this is my
here too.
This is my detainee or something. Like he says all these.
Yeah, and I like how he threatens the cop here. If if
He
it's
says he'll
not
put
too
him
much
in
background
cuffs.
noise.
Like, what fucking world
Yeah.
do you live in?
He says something like, if you put your hands on me, I'll put your hands on you, and you'll be in your own cuffs.
Yeah, it's
What
actually like it may
delusional-
have happened or it's right here, but yeah.
Right now, I'm watching my
Do
prisoner.
you want me to do it for
I'm
you or
watching my
not?
prisoner. Advisor, I'm watching my prisoner.
I called
She
him,
will
and that's
not be
what I'm
leaving
trying
my
to do.
custody.
Well, we don't leave
Custody. Like,
parties
Yeah.
together like this.
I'm the arresting.
I'm the arresting officer. There it is. We don't leave parties together like this.
delusional.
Because the cop's like, well, we don't leave people that are having a disagreement alone in a parking lot with some delusional asshole.
I'm the arresting officer. I'm the arresting officer.
I'm the arresting officer.
That's probably his girlfriend. He's trying to figure out how the fuck to get her out of
She
there.
works for the
Get
government.
something serious, man.
Dude, I know. I just got off my regular shift. Now everybody's gonna know exactly who you are.
Well, you just
What's
got
totally
in.
filthy.
You just got. Well, you cleaned up all right, but now you just got into.
Going on and
Me because I'm not going to let you physically impose upon me. Just saying. So, and if your hands go on me, my hands go on you, and then you're going to be wearing your cuffs.
I came up to my
What?
He says it like he believes it. Oh my god.
That's so
God.
funny. And then it gets worse
Oh.
too. Like
His
Yeah.
man tits put FTFE to shame.
I was
Jesus,
gonna say,
look at
I have a
those
joke
honkers.
in there where I talk about him getting his tassels on, because
Yeah, I would.
you can see the bitch in his tits. Like,
Oh god, yeah.
I fucking dare you to put your hands on me.
I fucking
You will
dare
look
you.
an asshole to
I
everyone.
dare you, you fucking knack.
I've already videoed everything. Stay right here.
Now look at this. They surround her car like a bunch. Like, we're not hooligans.
Yeah, so
You guys
no,
would have
you know,
startled me. Everybody came
like
up
for
my
example,
window.
if I go up to her and I go like this and I just grab the phone, that's assault. But she made contact with my hand. That's battery.
And that's battery. So she fucking battered me. The cop,
He got
all
his
the
YouTube.
sorry, go
He
ahead.
got his YouTube law degree.
All of the cop is thinking
Thinks
is
he's some
like,
sort of expert.
I really hope this guy makes a bad move so I can justify tasering him. Like, that's all he's thinking the whole time. Like, I really want him to fuck up somewhere along here where I can just like be like, oh, danger, taser. This guy is such a douche canoe.
She's under arrest, man. She just assaulted me on film. Assaulted
She's
me
under
battery.
arrest, goddammit.
She's under arrest. She's under citizen's arrest, Sarge. I got it on live. I got like 8 witnesses. So she's under arrest right now.
Tracy.
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 Tracy's under arrest.
Tracy's under
We were
arrest,
filming in the
guys.
parking lot. I was going in the back of the car. She came up to me, told me I couldn't film. I just said, go away, we're fine. She came up to me, and she went like, she goes, you'll put your phone away. I said, no, I won't. I'm fine.
Mr. Andre, yes, Bob blew up his expensive gyro because they can't confirm this, but my understanding is they were trying to stop the fandangled thing from showing a 15-degree drift. So they started hitting it with an electromagnetic field because, that's exactly what electronics want the most of. And the rest is history. Literally, smoky history, I'm sure. So, because you know what'd be funny is if we don't know the details and it like took out his entire computer rig at the same time because he was stupid enough to do it. Like, let's just set up this EM field beside my fucking computer. Wah 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 wah. It's like, it's doomed.
Did he actually do that? I haven't heard this story.
My understanding, and I'd have to confirm it with somebody who knows more, but my understanding was that they destroyed it by accident when they tried to subject it to an electromagnetic field to try to stop it from showing a 15-degree drift.
We specifically try to keep EM fields away from electronics.
Of course you do. You don't even want to use a magnetic tip screwdriver because Jesus.
Right.
It's like, it's the quickest way to fucking destroy anything made of electronics. Like, they know nothing about anything. Like, they couldn't even understand why this would destroy their electronic device.
This is why all of our circuit cards come in the little tinfoil looking
The static bag
Faraday
to make sure that
bags.
when you
Right.
grab it, when you reach in after you've shuffled over the carpet, and you reach in the box and you grab it, it discharges the static over the bag.
It's why we wear ESD straps and we ground things.
I mean, you can just lean your
God,
wrist
he's
on
an
the
idiot.
computer. You just gotta make sure you stay contacted with it, and that you're not touching something while you shuffle across. Best not to work on a computer on a carpet. Let's just put it that way.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then she goes like this, grabs my phone and the tops of my fingers.
Which is fucking bullshit. Bull schnizzle.
Yeah, she made minimal contact.
Look at the description here. We're gonna go back to it.
And then she goes like this, grabs my phone and the tops of my fingers, tries to rip it away.
Tries to rip it away.
No, she didn't. No. That's the thing. And a lot of my videos, when I'm
here, we'll just watch it real quick before time goes by. Watch.
Get the fuck away from my phone.
I did.
Watch. Oh my God! Did you see her physically grab that phone with her fingers and try to rip it out of his hands while her hand went swinging past in a slapping motion?
One microsecond of contact.
Yeah, it was. I
They
mean,
lie
she
about
definitely
things.
contacted, and we could. The argument for technical assault is our like that's fair. However, get a fucking life. Like,
Yeah.
just really.
Get the fuck away from
They
my
lie
I
about
did.
things in the video.
You're under arrest. Put
You're under arrest. God damn it! My nipples are hard. You're under arrest. Like, oh yes, tassel those babies up. He's excited at that point. He's thrilled once that happens. And then yeah, so he like.
She's at the PD.
It's like they surround the car.
That's why I was letting that officer know. If he interrupted my investigation,
I'd
I'd have to detain him.
have to detain him.
His investigation.
So then later, this is how this ended for him. Now, like that was like a month ago, I guess, or something.
A couple of months, I think.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Should have started before I came in, yeah.
But then he's already back out. Hold on, let's see here. Whoops, wrong button. Wrong button. Things are happening. Go back to here. Accountability for all. Because I want to show he's really unstable. Here. This is Massel report again. Oh. Just subscribe, Robert Levitsky. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you joining the club. Joining the fine crew of Beaver subscribed patrons. I mean patron only in the sense of you're a member of subscription. There's a patron and a member, but that's not what it's talking about. Listen to this shit right here. This is terrible. Like, I mean, and like he expects respect from anybody.
I thought you said we weren't going to speak to a police officer unless we answered your questions. No, it wasn't my lucky day. It was the people's lucky day. You know what we're doing now? Now we're filling out your complaint. Yeah. You should be ashamed of yourself. You're disgusting. Don't talk to me. I didn't give you permission. Look at your computer screen and do it now.
Don't talk to me, goddammit.
You can say whatever you want. Get out of my building.
You know you just breached the fiduciary duty that you swore to uphold?
Oh, they learned a couple big words.
I don't have to have a seat. I'm not a dog. You are. Sit down, roll over in bed. Maybe I'll give you a treat when I'm done. Don't speak to me. Don't speak to me. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. How many people's rights have you violated today? Not including mine.
Crazy, right?
You know why you're not a cop anymore?
It's
Because
hilarious.
You're a dirty cop. You're a bad person and you're a scumbag. Get out of my building now. You are dismissed. Because it's raining shame on you.
Like we're not done. There's one more section I want you to see right here. This is crazy. How would this even be within your First Amendment rights to actually talk to another person like that? It's not.
It's why he's so often in handcuffs.
Well, because I mean, I don't know about America. I know there's freedom of speech and all that kind of stuff, but there's also other laws that come into play where it's like public disturbance laws and stuff like that, creating public disturbances and things like that. There is
Yeah, you
laws
can't
that
just go
supersede.
somewhere.
There is laws that supersede your ability to just yell things on a corner at some point too.
Right.
Like, you are just a disgusting, vile human being. Like, it's people like you.
Oh, I gotta
that
look
are
up
just
one more thing to show
disgrace
you real quick
modern
before we
freedom.
end this. I gotta show you something
Hey,
crazy.
you're a dog, you sit. You're a dog, you sit. You're a dog, you sit.
Okay, this is the part right here. Watch this. It's funny.
Shut your mouth. See you later. Shut your mouth. I'm sorry, I don't speak tyrant. Are you drunk today?
Are you drunk
How many
today?
drinks have you had this evening? Do you mind if I search you? Is there anything illegal in your car I should know about? Would you submit to a field sobriety test? Walk of shame. See you never.
So that part where he's asking all those questions, all that reminds me of is this here. I got it queued up. It's oh, that's not it. What the hell? Oh no, here we go. Oh, why is it doing this now again? It's doing this thing where I gotta open and close the window. Oh, I'm in the wrong damn thing. God damn, how am I gonna pull this all over here? It's gotta come this way. Ah, there we go.
Oh, I think I've seen this.
Stewie, how's that oatmeal? Is it true you're having an affair with that oatmeal? What do you say about the rumors that you have a full diaper? I'm just trying to... What do you do to your mother's vagina? Leave me alone! How come your feet are so small? Is it true you can't say spaghetti? What about the rumors that you have prudes? Is it true you doubled your weight in the last 6 months?
And then when he crashes, he's like, Daddy, help! He's like, can't get involved, journalism.
Oh, Daddy! Help me, Daddy! I can't get involved because of journalism.
So it's when he's like, have you drank? How many drinks have you had today? How many people have you beaten? How many people? Like it's just like, get over yourself. And like, cause there's even there is one video I wanted to find here that is absolutely crazy.
The funny thing is, he just doesn't have enough self-awareness to be embarrassed at the way he's acting.
No, I know. It's absolutely asinine that these people think they can get away with this. I'm actually just digging through my history real quick. Which I watch a lot of shit. Like, I really do. A lot of it's less productive. Maybe I should audit this and figure out where all my productivity time has gone. Here's the one, though. This is the one. See, this is what I don't understand. Like, there is no way that this is within your First Amendment rights. I just have a hard time believing it. Where is it here? It gets noisy.
I'm taking them.
Trying to find it. It gets noisy. Because they're yelling at these people here, like. I don't know why I'm not finding it, but there's a lot of time they're yelling at them and stuff. But this is right here. It's crazy, like as if this would be allowed. So here, let's let it play. This is not Josh.
Is she the one doing the speaker of that? Is she the one that have it on the radio? It sounds like I can hear. Zach. I need all the Second Amendment's rights to go back to the way the constitutional word that shall not be infringed.
You'll see what they do to this car. Like.
Yeah, the way they wrote it.
I think the guy just said to him, "Don't you have somewhere to be?" or something like that, or like, get off the public, get out of here, kind of thing.
What's my name? What's your name?
Don't give me a name. You don't have to.
I don't have to answer any name in public. I have the right to remain silent. Anything I say and do can and will be used against me. I don't have a right to remain silent. Florida v. Voya, buddy. What's my name?
Right? You can arrest who you want, right, Dave? That's why the police ain't helping you, Dave. That's why the cops ain't helping you, Dave.
This is ridiculous.
That's why the cops ain't helping you, Dave.
Oh, I always get one. I always get one. Do you even know what's going on, partner?
They just argue with people on the street because people are like, fucking, who's these fucking assholes? Like, get out of here.
I'm waiting for the video when one of these dudes just gets knocked the fuck out.
Well, no shit, but as soon as you touch him, as soon as you fucking lay a single finger on these bitches, they're like, did you see that son of a bitch touched me? That son of a bitch, I need him locked up because that 2-pound, And besides, you know when he jumps out of the car, and the first time you walk up to this guy, it must be like cop comes in, he just looks up and he's like, "Officer, officer!"
Yeah, they hate the cops until someone like gets within a few feet of them, and then they want to run and find one.
Where was it here? This is all his garbage. It's like even here, like, look, this is just today.
Well, I'm not going through it. Do you notice that?
No, go ahead and run it first.
All they have to do is follow their departmental policy. You don't know I still don't have things to do. I'm not doing no favors. She has a departmental policy that states you mention your name. That's all she has to do. She's breaking your departmental policy. Plus, I'm pretty sure it's Indiana state law that you have to identify to a civilian when there's an interaction. There was an interaction before, and now I'm here. So, first of all, burden of proof. Prove I don't still have to be here and I still don't have shit to do. That's number one. Number two, cuff me up, bring me down. You guys can get all the phone calls again. You can have all the people from across the country come back here again, and it's going to be her whose job I'm asking for.
Not asking for her job.
Yeah, like he could get a job.
To talk to the major at the sheriff's department. Well, yeah.
Like
now
what?
what I'm going to do, I'm going to FOIA your address. I'm going to FOIA your salary. I'm going to FOIA all known relatives, and I'm going to make a documentary specifically about you. Because you forget that all this shit is public record. We came in here, no problem. It's shitbags like you that disrespect our badge. You should be ashamed of yourself. Why don't you take that badge off you and get out of my building? Get out of our building. How many people have you arrested today and planted drugs on them?
Be like, is like making statements like that about people even legal? Like,
not technically, but I mean, you'd have a hard road making that stick, I guess.
yeah, but you know what I mean. Like,
Especially
it's like he doesn't make case for him not being a piece of shit. Is the thing though.
No, he's a sideshow, and everybody except for his few
Do you have
subscribers
anything in your
know
car
it.
I should know about that's illegal? Anything that might pinch me, stick me, or poke me? Will you submit to a DUI test?
Stewie. Here, I'll show you one more.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on. He said, will you submit to a DUI test? She's sitting in a chair. She's not even in a car.
Yeah, I know. It's like, it's what I mean. He's just spitting words out. Like, did you know who the fuck? I have a channel. I have a goddamn YouTube fucking channel. Here. They're like,
They're always tough in the handcuffs.
this guy, they read, look at this.
Yeah. What's the number that's on there?
975.
See, they read an entire number.
Wow.
They read a phone number off of a phone. Like, I get that it's facing the public, and technically, I guess that's within your rights to read something that you can see from public space. But that's horseshit. That's legitimately basically doxing a phone number on YouTube. Like, get it?
Right, and I've said 100 times on my channel, just because you can doesn't mean you should.
I was doing a skit that's going to be in FTFE's and Mi's collab, and I think Team might be involved. I'm not entirely sure about all that, but I know that Fight's got my parts. And one of the things skits in there, I wanted to use the phone number I wanted to be for like my skit. I wanted it to be Mark Sargent's, and I asked Team. I said, "Is that doxing?" He said, "Yeah, that would be considered doxing. Just don't do it." And so like I didn't do it because that's fair using somebody's actual phone number. Now he does put it on YouTube, but people still have to go out of their way to find it. But putting it right there on the video, this is a douchey move. If Josh, if you're ever watching this, I want you to know this is a really douchey move, and it doesn't make you look like a big guy. It makes you look like a complete piece of garbage. So, because the other thing is, you don't even know where that fucking phone is from. Maybe that's his daughter's cell phone that he took from her for the day, or who knows? Like, it could be a phone used for giving to like informants. Like, you just don't have a fucking clue what that phone is for. I think there's 3 of them stacked on top of each other. You just read a number out. Like it's
yeah. I've got a video on my channel of a guy that gets arrested because he goes in the police station. He's just randomly filming everybody, And there's a lady in there with her minor child that says, "My child is a victim of violence. We're here, reporting it. Please don't video my child." What does he do? He videos the fucking child. It's ridiculous. You are a terrible person.
Ma'am, you are in a public space, and there is no expectation of privacy in a public space. You don't have to. If you want privacy, you need to create privacy, ma'am. Like, he's just a piece of garbage. Like,
right.
Yeah, but anyways, so yeah, this is what I've been working on. This is the video that I've been pumping out lately. So here we are. But it is actually getting on to over 2 hours here. This has been a lot of fun, but I do want to ask Schrodinger. First of all, I want to thank you for popping in and joining me, because this has made it a lot of fun.
Yeah, no worries.
Well, I didn't have my Flurf show up, which I was questioning whether or not he was going to show up anyways, because, and maybe I misinterpreted his email. Maybe he's saying by 6 his time, which... All right, Rene, if you're watching this, I need you to straighten out your words a bit, and you need to just tell me when the fuck you're available to stream, and and then we'll go from there. Don't give me by this time. Just say, when is convenient for you, Rene? So, like, you just tell me the start time. Make sure you leave yourself 2 hours, or at the very least 1, and we can go from there. I thought the big boys could figure this out, but apparently we can't. Maybe it's my fault, maybe it's not. I don't know. But, yeah. But yeah, no, I do appreciate you coming. Now, the other thing I was going to ask you is, what are you working on other than kicking shit out of more First Amendment audit videos, which you're doing really well. Good for you.
Thank you. Yeah, I've got a premiere that's going to be out at noon Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. And then I'll probably make a few more. I'm still in quarantine here in Hawaii. I'm on a mandatory 14-day quarantine. So I've got nothing to do besides make videos and have fun with idiots. Saturday, I've got Professor Phil Bell on my channel. That's going to be at 11 a.m. Eastern Time. And we're going to have a chat, take some questions from the audience, and there'll be an open challenge to any flat earther who wants to join and take on Dr. Bell. As ill-advised as that may be, maybe
Professor
somebody
Bell,
will do it.
He's vicious. That guy rip you up.
Yeah, he just, I mean, he
doesn't hold back at all. Especially he doesn't give a shit. He doesn't care about your feelings.
Yeah.
He's just like, fuck, I'm sorry. This is the way it is. You can suck on carrots. Like, it's just...
Yeah, he's really gracious. I said, hey, you want to come on my channel? He was like, hell yeah, what time? And
he's good.
So yeah, we're gonna have him this Saturday. It's gonna be a hell of a lot of fun. Even if no flat earther joins, just the knowledge that he can share with us, and I'm sure a lot of people are gonna have good questions for him.
Yeah, no,
So
that sounds like a lot of fun. I want to talk to Poisoning the Well. I know last time I went streaming with Poisoning the Well, I think there was a lot of competition on that night, so I didn't get a big viewership. But honestly, I think you guys missed out, because the guys from Poisoning the Well are a lot of fun. So that stream is in my it's back in, it's in the winter, I think, essentially. But I can talk to them anytime I want, and they've said just set a time and let them know. And so in the future, near future, I'm hoping to get Poisoning the Well back on. They're a fun group of guys, like I said. So, and then other than that, I'm going to be working on trying to get some more scientific, while I mix in some First Amendment stuff and everything. But I do want to get, I'm really jealous that I think a team said he spoke to Thunderfoot, which I'm like, fuck you. I guess that's how I felt about that, in a positive, loving way.
Thunderfoot's a big deal. He's got a lot of good stuff out.
Well, he's legitimately a super, just a straight up intelligent person. So I mean, it's pretty great listening to him debunk stupid people and doing it. He's both entertaining, and he's an actual straight up scientist with contributions to actual medical scientific journals. So yeah, so that's the good stuff from him. So yeah, no, but like I said, I had Rob Simmons that agreed to an email question and answer the better part of a year ago, but I've dealt with a lot of shit over the last while, and that kind of just got put on the back burner. So I should tweet him, because he does. I can direct message him and say, hey, listen, if you're still interested in doing that, I'd love to send you I'll get the list, I'll get the questions ready first, and I'll say, hey, listen, if you still want to do that, I have the questions ready for her. Otherwise, just let me know if you're not, you don't have the time. But I'm hoping he just says, yeah, fire them at me. Never got to him. I'll just tell him, why I never got to him, and it is what it is, right? So, yeah. Other than that, I don't have a whole lot going on with that stuff. It's getting harder and harder to find some fun stuff with the flat Earth shit, just because they're starting to circle back, like you said, to this Mark Dubé or fucking Eric Dubé shit, and it's just gotten old.
Yeah, that's why I kind of stepped away from it, you know, for the most part, except for I don't know if you saw the debate that I held last Saturday between Bob the Science Guy and Stingray.
I didn't, but I should go check it out. I know that I was going to be possibly on with FDFE tonight, but he had all of his flirts back out, and then none of them wanted to talk to him. They're scared or something.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
So what we did was I had a hypothesis that any of us debunkers could be a better flat earther than a flat earther. So I got Bob the Science Guy and the debunker. You may not know him. He's a little bit smaller channel. His name's Stingray, but he does visual graphics for a living, and he's very, very good at it. So he played the part of a flat earther, and he debated Bob. And the premise was, we weren't doing this as a joke. He was legitimately going to try to bring flat earth arguments, and it went great. I mean, it was a legit debate, and we didn't tell anybody until the end, and by then the chat was in an uproar about the whole thing, and we told him at the end, yeah, it's, you know, Stingray's actually a debunker, but he came up with this concept to debunk gravity called pushytrons, and instead of gravitrons, he came up with pushytrons. And you'll probably see this if you go to any of the channels. Every now and then you'll just see a comment that says, "Oh, that's because of pushytrons." It's become like a thing now.
That's funny.
Yeah, go
so
to
it's
my
like the
channel
turbo.
and
It's like the
watch
turbo encabulator, which I have to look up still.
Oh, it was exactly like the turbo encabulator, because he sounded like he knew what he was talking about, and that's exactly what my hypothesis was, that any of us can be better than just the word salad that the flat earthers put out there. So yeah, go check that video out. It was really good. It was about an hour and a half, 2-hour debate, and it was a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll go check that out. But yeah, okay, so we'll probably wrap this up now. So I do want to thank you again, Schrodinger's Cat, for coming. If you have anything else you want to pitch, just do it quickly here. Are you good?
I'm good. Just check out my premiere that is going to happen noon Eastern Standard Time tomorrow.
And one of these days, I will make you a new intro when I'm feeling like I got extra time. Because I'm never going to live that spelling mistake down. Fuck. Every time I see your video now, I'm like, I don't want to click on it. I did. Just scrub that "made by fucking brainy Beaver" in the bottom right, and I'll be fine for a bit.
Oh no, that's
he's like, no, that's good, staying there until you make a new one. Exactly. But yeah, okay. So thank you guys all for coming. I appreciate the. I think it was all Leroy R53 today with the donation super award. What do we got here? He's making it rain. The music. He loved the music. Take that, Ilya. He sent me popcorn, a banana, and a shiny gold coin. So I do want to thank you, Leroy, for helping out, and I want to thank all the members out there, as well as, you haven't seen the Rockwell Turbo Encabulator? No, I'm going to check that out, buddy. I meant to check it out yesterday, so I'll check it out tonight. But yeah, I do want to thank members, patrons, anybody else, and I have not made a new outro, so it might be a little stale if there's been any membership changes that I'm unaware of. So if you are on there and you shouldn't be, then F you. And if you aren't on there and you should be, then I'm, or what did I say? Yeah, if you are on there and you shouldn't be, F you. And just joking, I love you all. And if you aren't on there and you should be, then yeah, I'm sorry. I'll get on that right away. So I have the file folders. I just got to update the list. That said, say goodbye, Schrodinger's Cat, and we're going to end up outroing our lives away. Bye-bye.
All right, goodbye.
Thanks for having me, everybody. Appreciate y'all showing up. Hit that like button if you haven't. Take it easy. Good night.